Michigan, a community full of excitement, tradition, and unforgettable. Live from the O'Hara Construction Studio in downtown Jackson, it's the Bart Hawley Show. I'm David Rice, inviting you to join Bart and his guests. From Vandercook Lake School's new principal for Townsend Elementary, Tracy Ledoux, with Dean Dr. Sarah Thomas. From Ellis-Sharp Museum Facilities Director Gary Jackson, with Director of Curatorial Affairs Harrison Marcotte. From the Cascades Humane Society, Stephanie Riggs and Haley Golightly. From M&M Heavenly Foods, Shanika Galloway. And meet the JTV staff with Dave Barker. And now, here's Bart.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today on a very cold Tuesday afternoon. Our temperature is 13 degrees and a wind chill of -2. Warm up a little bit, but then it's going to get really cold later in the week, but we are going to get some snow accumulating this week. For the rest of today, wind chill values will remain below 0, around 8 below, with pretty strong winds. Good news, the sunshine, it will be with us for the rest of today. Overnight tonight, snow showers develop toward the early morning. Temperature will fall again. Overnight accumulation of snow about 2 inches. Then during the day on Wednesday, possibly another 2 inches of snow, as we'll have off and on snow showers and a bit of a warm up to 32. Back to cold on Thursday, snow showers and high of 22. Then I was looking ahead. Friday, partly sunny and cold, high of only 7. Saturday, partly sunny and cold, high of only 8. Overnight low on Saturday, -9. Overnight low. That's Friday night, -9, and Saturday night, -4. Super frigid. Overnight lows this weekend. Sunday, 0 overnight low. And then still in the teens by the start of next week. So a cold second half of January and maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow Wednesday. And there you have it, today's weather presented by Kelly Express. Great savings at Kelly Express on your favorite snacks, and the deal on the pizzas this month, specialty pizza, huge, and an order of breadsticks for $25. Kelly Express has your favorite beverages. They have the walk-in beer well at many locations, and hot coffee, cappuccino, hot chocolate, and more at Kelly Express. Let's look outside. Doesn't look that bad, but it is.
Yeah, it doesn't look breezy, at least, I suppose.
No, you can't see any trees.
That is true.
It's hard to tell.
Nothing to compare from.
Yeah, I don't see any flags either.
Yeah, It's cold, though. That's bottom line.
Where are the flags? What, of all places that would have a flag, you'd expect Flagstar to have a flag.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get the Hayes building, but Flagstar, come on, Flagstar, where's your flag?
Yeah, we'll have to have a talk with them.
Yeah, if you're such a flag star, you should have a flag. Not a flag. So an alien from outer space would land in Jackson, they'd wonder, what country is this? There's no flags. Well, anyway, it's National Butter Crunch Day on this, the 20th. National Cheese Lovers Day. National Coffee Break Day. And Take a Walk Outdoors Day. We are going to advise against that. It really is. It can be dangerously cold with wind chill, so I'd stay right where you are. On this day in history, so back in 1937, the United States changed the inauguration day to January 20th. Today is January 20th. So in history since 1937, this was the day every 4 years that the president was inaugurated. A couple of inaugurations of note. 1 year ago today, Donald Trump was inaugurated for his second term, and it was so cold. Remember? It was so cold.
Did you say a year today?
A year.
It's only been a year?
It's only been a year.
Oh, wow.
I know.
I thought it's been 2.
I know. It's only been a year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a year ago today, everyone in Washington, oh, it's too cold. It's too cold. We can't do the inauguration outdoors like we have every year, ever. So they moved it indoors into the Capitol Rotunda, and there was really not a big enough space. So luckily, we'll have a big ballroom someday.
Yes.
So that was 1 year ago. Back in 2009, Barack Obama was sworn in as president, becoming the country's first black president. And on this day in 2021, 5 years ago today, Kamala Harris made history when she was sworn in as the 49th U.S. Vice President, becoming the first woman, the first black American, and the first Asian American to occupy the office of Vice President. On this day in 1934, Fujifilm was founded, and we'll all remember this day. Back in 2020, 6 years ago today, the first U.S. case of coronavirus, which caused COVID-19, confirmed in a man from Washington State on this day in 2020. 6 years ago today, COVID began. I was looking at some of the coverage of our website of the pandemic, and we really locally, it didn't become a concern till March 12. I mean, we were talking about it, we were watching it, we thought, what's going to happen? It was March 12th that suddenly everything shut down. That was the day that the MHSA suspended the school, the basketball tournament.
That's when people thought it was really serious when the NCAA and the NBA got shut down. That's when people were like, wow, this is really serious.
That was like 2 days before when the professional and college ball stopped, and then the MHSA followed. So, man, on this day in, what's that?
He says Rudy Gobert's fault. Remember the famous press conference? He rubbed his hand all over the mic, and he ended up having COVID. Yeah. That was the start of the NBA.
No, it really wasn't his fault. No,
it wasn't.
Not.
No.
Wuhan, China.
Yeah.
They put it on a boat of cruise passengers, and they sent it over here. We'll never know. We won't really know, will we?
No.
On this day in 1982, in one of the most infamous bits of rock and roll history, Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off a bat. Now, we're not going to show that to you because it's so disgusting, but this happened at of all places, in Des Moines, Iowa. It was just, he said, I don't know, just a bat was thrown to him on stage, grabbed it, and they took him to the hospital after the concert and began the rabies vaccinations. So he was not, in hindsight, he was sorry he did that. That's Ozzy Osbourne.
That is, yeah. Young Ozzy.
He was a nice looking man in his youth. On this day in 1971, it was the release of Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On." Became a massive hit. Huge, big hit. It actually, a lot of people say, this is really what brought Motown back from the brink of potentially bankruptcy. Marvin Gaye wanted to record the song, and he did, and Berry Gordy said, no, we're not doing the song. And Berry Gordy said, we're not going to release it. It was about the war. It was about police brutality. I mean, the lyrics, it was a heavy song. And Berry Gordy, no. Well, Marvin Gaye said, okay, I am not going to record anything until you release this song. So he went on a recording strike, and Berry Gordy eventually relented and said, okay, we'll release it. And they did on this day in 1971. Went on to become, according to Rolling Stone, the 4th greatest song of all time. Wow. On this day in 2008, Breaking Bad, created by Vince Gilligan and starring Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, premiered on AMC. And in 2015, 11 years ago, and I would have guessed a lot longer ago, but Hamilton, starring Lin-Manuel Miranda and Anthony Ramos, premiered at the Public Theater in Lower Manhattan. 2015, Hamilton became a phenomenon.
2015, huh?
Yeah, 2015. Now, today in the J, brought to you by Experience Jackson, and today, kind of a quiet day. We have the monthly Alzheimer's support group meeting today at Vista Grand Villa. Thanks, Vista Grand Villa, for hosting this every month. It's from 4:30 to 5:30. Everyone is welcome. It's a support group for families, people dealing with Alzheimer's. You'll be able to get emotional support. You'll share experiences, learn practical caregiving tips, get resources. There will be refreshments, and all are welcome. It's free at Vista Grand Villa at 4:30. Today at 4, Why Water's Worth It, a presentation by the Jackson District Library, Napoleon Branch, and the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. It's designed for kids ages 6 through 12, 4 o'clock, Napoleon Branch. And tonight at Ogma Brewing Company in downtown Jackson, it is adult coloring night. Blow off some steam creatively. The colored pencils and coloring books will be provided. You bring yourself. The fun kicks off at 6 p.m. tonight at Ogma Brewing Company, 129 East Michigan Avenue in downtown Jackson. Today's show is being brought to you by Accelerate Jackson County. Accelerate Jackson County is responsible for helping fuel more than $130 million in investment in Jackson County, addition new jobs, and the Jackson Technology Park North, which has now welcomed its first tenant. Midbrook is open and operating there, although they're having some trouble getting their mail.
Are they really?
Yes, their new location. It's like, here we are, we're off County Farm Road, and they can't get the mail. So that's actually something people are working on. You'd think it would be like a phone call.
Yeah. You think
it's made it all the way to the township board. They're talking about it in meetings. They can't get their mail. So if you've sent something to Midbrook and they're not responding to you, it's because they can't get their mail.
It's good to know.
Also, speaking of Accelerate Jackson County, they are partnering with JTV and the JAMA, Jackson Area Manufacturers Association, for a brand new show that premieres this week on JTV. Manufacturing Matters, the very first episode, premieres Thursday at 3:30, 7:30, and 10:30 right here on JTV. Episode 1. Be sure and tune in, and if you miss it, you can see it on wherever you watch your podcasts. And tomorrow on JTV, we are taking the morning show on the road, our first ever remote location morning show special. The JTV mobile production unit will be driving across the street so that we can bring you live from the Consumers Energy Innovation Center a special about some of the cool things happening in the re-energized, revitalized Innovation Center in downtown Jackson. We will have interviews with leadership of Consumers Energy and some of the folks that are doing some cool things, including Garrick Rochow, the president of Consumers Energy. That's tomorrow at 9, live on JTV. We have a great lineup of guests joining us on today's show. we will have from Vandercook Lake Schools the new leadership at Townsend Elementary. This is their first year. We have the new dean. There's Sarah Thomas on the left and Tracy Ledoux, the new principal, on the right, and they're halfway through their first year at Vandercook Lake Schools. Also today from Ellis Sharp Museum, Gary Jackson and Harrison Marcotte. They're getting ready for a new exhibit, and we'll see behind the scenes all that has to go into getting the museum ready to welcome a new exhibit. From the Cascades Humane Society, Stephanie Riggs and Haley Golightly, and they also have the Pet of the Week today. Shanika Galloway is from M&M Heavenly Foods. You may have seen their food truck around town. Well, they are one of the Lean Rocket Local Fellows, one of the entrepreneurs teaming up with other new entrepreneurs for assistance from Lean Rocket Local and Lean Rocket Lab. And the Meet the JTV Staff series continues today. And I haven't seen him all day. I'm concerned, Brandon, we're going to have to get a paid actor to fill in.
I still haven't seen him.
Is he not here yet?
I've been sending him messages for phone calls that have been...
Wow. Dave Barker, our webmaster, web extraordinaire, our web manager, he is going to be our guest on Meet the JTV Staff. All this and more here today on JTV. Great to have you with us. We'll get started right after this.